Hidden deep in Morocco's mountainous north, where the Rif Mountains kiss the sky, lies a city not found in dreams, but real, tangible, and brilliantly blue. Welcome to Chefchaouen, the mystical town that looks like a painter spilled serenity across every wall, stairway, and street corner. This is more than a city. It's a living canvas. A place where every corner is a photo, every breeze carries the scent of mint tea and wild herbs, and every moment feels like stepping into a forgotten fairy tale. Founded in 1471 by Moulay Ali Ben Rashid, Chefchaouen was originally a mountain fortress built to repel Portuguese invasions along Morocco's coast. But over time, it became a sanctuary for Muslim and Jewish refugees fleeing the fall of Andalucia in Spain, bringing with them stories, traditions, and perhaps the blue. Why blue? That's the question everyone asks. Some say it's symbolic of heaven and God's infinite presence, introduced by Jewish settlers in the 1930s. Others believe it wards off mosquitoes. And yet another theory suggests the color was simply a way to keep cool in the sweltering mountain heat. Whatever the reason, the result is mesmerizing. Imagine strolling through winding alleys so blue it feels like walking through the ocean. Walls draped in bougainvillea, archways hiding tiny artisan shops, every turn revealing something new. No map needed here. Getting lost is the plan. In the heart of the Medina, you'll find colors that rival the bluest walls. Vivid dyes, hand-woven rugs, leather bags, ceramics, all handmade and steeped in centuries of Moroccan craft. The air is perfumed with cumin, orange blossom, and the sweet aroma of fresh pastries cooling on windowsills. At the center stands the ochre-toned Kasbah Museum, an ancient fortress now housing relics, photographs, and tales of Chefchaouen's origin. Climb its old tower for a panoramic view of the blue sea of homes blending into the rugged Rif Mountains. It's here you feel the full magnitude of this city's beauty, from its foundations to its skyline. Just a short stroll outside the Medina lies Ras El Maa, a cooling mountain spring tumbling over smooth rocks. It's a favorite spot for locals to relax and visitors to breathe in the calm. The sound of water here competes only with the rustle of olive trees and the chirping of birds overhead. Chefchaouen is a gateway to the Rif Mountains, home to verdant trails, ancient shepherd paths, and panoramic views that'll steal your breath. Trek to Jebel El Kela for a full sweep of the valley, or explore Akchour's hidden waterfalls just to drive away. As the sun dips behind the mountains, Chefchaouen transforms again. The blue deepens, the lanterns flicker on, and time slows to a whisper. Sit on a rooftop terrace, sip traditional mint tea, and watch the stars emerge above a city that feels suspended between heaven and earth. In Chefchaouen, mornings begin with simplicity and soul. Locals greet each other with warm smiles. The echo of ancient calls to prayer blends with birdsong, creating a melody as old as the city itself. But beyond the blue, beyond the beauty, lies the heartbeat of a culture built on resilience, hospitality, and heritage. Stay in a traditional riad, and you'll feel like royalty. These family-run guest houses offer more than a place to sleep. They're your gateway to Moroccan life. Sip mint tea under arched ceilings, dine on home-cooked tagines spiced with cinnamon and saffron, and let the rhythm of local life pull you into its embrace. Walk the back streets early enough, and you'll find women baking khobs, Morocco's round country bread in community ovens, a tradition that survived centuries. Others sit cross-legged, hand-weaving blankets with intricate Berber patterns. These aren't performances for tourists. They're the living expressions of ancestral knowledge passed from generation to generation. And just when you think you've seen it all, the Spanish mosque calls. Built by the Spanish in the 1920s, this hilltop monument was never consecrated for worship. But today, it serves as the ultimate viewpoint. Hike up just before sunset, and you'll witness the city bathed in golden light, the blue hues shifting beneath you like ocean currents. It's a place for reflection, for some, even transformation. Chefchaouen has long drawn artists, poets, and seekers, drawn not just to the color but to the peace it brings. Some say the energy here is healing, others claim it's the altitude. But everyone agrees. Time moves differently here. For the truly adventurous, dive into a traditional hammam, a Moroccan steam bath that purifies both body and spirit. Locals gather here weekly, chatting and scrubbing under thick clouds of eucalyptus-scented steam. It's intense, raw, real, and afterwards, you'll feel reborn. Wander long enough, and you'll find beauty in the tiniest moments. A grandmother blessing you with a smile, a child offering directions without being asked, a hand-carved amulet given to you not for money but for kindness. These are not transactions, they're connections. And they leave a mark far deeper than any souvenir. Chefchaouen is Morocco's melting pot of language and culture. You'll hear the musical tones of Darija Arabic, the indigenous whispers of Tamazight Berber, and the familiar cadences of Spanish and French, echoes of the city's layered past, from Andalusian refugees to Spanish occupation during the early 20th century. Visit the Kasbah Museum, where ancient swords, Andalusian art, and Moorish gardens whisper of centuries past. Climb the tower, and the city unfolds before you like a painting, one that you get to walk through. Wander the souks, Chefchaouen's beating heart. This is where you haggle over treasures, laugh with artisans, and discover that some souvenirs aren't bought, but felt. Maybe it's the way a shopkeeper says, "Welcome." Maybe it's the spice that reminds you of childhood. Or maybe it's just the joy of being lost in blue. Make time for Ras El Maa, the waterfall that refreshes not just your body but your spirit. Here, the mountain gives back. It offers water, laughter, and a perfect moment you didn't even know you needed. At night, Chefchaouen isn't quiet. It hums. A gentle, sacred hum. A lullaby in shades of sapphire. Here, even the walls feel alive, bearing stories in their cracks, prayers in their colors, and a timeless calm in their silence. And just when you think you've seen it all, Chefchaouen gives you one last gift, a final burst of blue, a last echo of laughter, a final breath of mountain air. It's her way of saying, come back, there's always more magic waiting. What if your next journey wasn't just about escape, but enchantment? What if the streets you wandered knew how to whisper, and the colors you saw knew how to heal? Urban Wonders invites you to dive into the mystical, the magical, the marvelously unexpected. Like, comment, and subscribe to Urban Wonders, your gateway to the world's most breathtaking secrets and the places that remind us who we really are when we travel. Because some places don't just change your view, they change you. Chefchaouen isn't just painted blue, it paints you blue, bold, calm, endless, and beautiful.